everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hollyoaks is set to revisit Robbie Roscoe and Nancy Osborne's past in upcoming scenes. Charlie Wernham, who plays Robbie, confirmed the news to Inside Soap while discussing his character's upcoming storylines. We learn a bit more about the dodgy deals and criminal activities he's got going on, and will revisit his past with Nancy. They've got a lot of history, he teased. Best streaming services in 2024. The pair had a brief romantic connection years ago, but it's possible that the recent disappearance of Nancy's husband and Robbie's brother Darren could bring them closer together again, as well as the constant dramas in Robbie's relationship with Vicky. However, nothing has been confirmed just yet. Wernham returned to the Channel 4 soap earlier this year after an 8-year absence, having last been seen in 2016 when his character left the village for a new life abroad with his mum Sandy. In September, Robbie was seen shooting and killing Dave Williams, who was revealed to be vicious gangster Blue. Hollyoaks aide to announce surprise split in Cleo's story. However, his crime has gone unnoticed in the village over the course of the past year, following the soap's time jump. It's a secret Robbie's got to carry with him, Wernham said after the scenes aired. You could argue it was the right thing to do because of all the people Dave was hurting. But Robbie does feel remorse. He has a heart. People's reactions have been funny. They've been saying, "Well done, he really deserved it." So if you're going to kill someone on screen, make sure it's a baddie who the viewers don't like. In the bustling, drama-filled village of Hollyoaks, Robbie Roscoe had been a fleeting yet fiery presence. Now, years after his departure, his name still stirred echoes of complicated romance, missed chances, and unresolved emotions. None felt this more deeply than Nancy Osborne, who had shared a tumultuous relationship with Robbie, a relationship that had left scars, but also a void she'd never quite filled. This year, Nancy was at a crossroads. After years of love, loss, and rebuilding her life, she found herself questioning everything. She was still the strong, capable woman everyone knew, but under that tough exterior lay lingering questions about her past choices. Was her life what she truly wanted, or was she settling for something she believed she deserved? The internal struggle was relentless, and it only heightened as memories of Robbie resurfaced. Scene 1, The Unexpected Return. Nancy was closing up the school for the day, her hands busy as her mind wandered. The empty classrooms brought her an odd sense of comfort, allowing her to unwind. It was then that she heard the door creak open. At first, she assumed it was a colleague who had forgotten something. But when she looked up, her heart froze. There, silhouetted against the fading sunlight, stood Robbie Roscoe, looking older but no less familiar. His face had matured, with a hint of stubble framing a wry smile that was equal parts charm and regret. "Nancy Osborne, I thought you'd forgotten me," he said, his voice tinged with the same defiant humor that had always drawn her in. Nancy, trying to control her emotions, crossed her arms. "Forget you? I don't think I could, even if I tried," she replied, her voice catching slightly. A tense silence followed, both of them standing in the empty classroom with memories from their complicated past flooding back. Robbie took a step closer, his expression softening as he took in her features, every detail he'd once known so well. "Why are you back?" Nancy finally asked, breaking the silence. He hesitated, the weight of his reasons evident on his face. "I needed a change. Thought it was about time to face things I'd run from." Nancy's heart raced. She had questions, things left unspoken that she buried, but seeing him now with stirring emotions she wasn't sure she wanted to revisit. Scene 2, A Walk Down Memory Lane. That evening, they walked through the village together, each step filled with a weight neither dared to acknowledge out loud. Robbie gestured to a nearby cafe. "Come on, let's have a coffee, for old time's sake." Against her better judgment, Nancy agreed. Inside the cafe, the familiarity between them felt surreal, like they were slipping into roles they'd once known by heart. They laughed over shared memories, bantering about people they'd known, places they'd been, and the chaos they'd left in their wake. Their laughter faded as Robbie finally said, "I regret how things ended between us, Nancy. I was an idiot. Thought I could outrun everything
Nancy
here,
looked down,
including
her
her
fingers
fingers tracing patterns on her coffee cup. You hurt me, Robbie," she admitted softly, her voice tinged with vulnerability she rarely showed. "I tried to pretend I didn't care, but you broke something in me that I still can't fully fix." He reached out, his hand hovering over hers, but not quite touching. "I know, I've changed, Nancy. I spent years trying to understand why I did what I did back then." They sat in silence for a moment, the heaviness of their shared history pressing down on them. Finally, Nancy pulled her hand away and took a steadying breath. "Maybe we both changed," she said, looking at him directly. "But that doesn't erase what happened." Scene 3. The reunion interrupted. As they left the cafe, a storm was brewing, not only in the sky but within Nancy's mind. A part of her wanted to forgive Robbie, to move forward and let go of the resentment she carried. But another part couldn't forget the pain he caused. Their moment was abruptly interrupted by Sienna Blake, a familiar face and Nancy's current confidant. Sienna's eyes darted between them, her curiosity clearly piqued. She raised an eyebrow, smiling slyly. "Well, well. Fancy seeing you two together again. This looks cozy." Nancy's face flushed. "It's just catching up, Sienna," she replied, her voice tight. But Sienna wasn't one to let a juicy reunion slip by without comment. "Don't tell me the two of you are rekindling old flames." Robbie laughed, trying to deflect the tension. "Some things never change, do they, Sienna?" he replied. But his eyes lingered on Nancy, searching for a sign of hope. Nancy forced a smile, but the moment had been shattered. She could feel her walls going back up, old defenses protecting her from whatever this unexpected reunion might bring. Scene 4. The final goodbye, or a new beginning. Later that night, Nancy found herself alone, sitting on the bench outside the village. She was lost in thought when Robbie appeared beside her, his presence both familiar and strange. He didn't say anything, simply sat with her, respecting the silence. "I don't know what you want from me, Robbie," she whispered, her voice laced with emotion. "I'm not the same person you left." "I'm not asking you to be," he replied, his voice equally soft. "I just wanted to know if we could find a way forward, even if it's just as friends." Nancy closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. She could feel the old pain mixing with a new, unfamiliar warmth, a small fragile hope that maybe after all these years, they could heal what had been broken. But she also knew it wouldn't be easy. "I don't know if I can trust you again," she admitted, meeting his gaze. "But I'm willing to try, on one condition." He nodded eagerly, hope sparking in his eyes. "Anything." She managed to smile, the old Nancy flickering back for a moment. "No more running. If you're here to stay." Robbie didn't hesitate. "Then I'm here." As they sat there, the past felt like it had loosened its grip, allowing them a glimpse of what might lie ahead. Maybe it wasn't the start of a new romance or even an easy friendship, but it was a step forward. And for the first time, both of them were ready to take it. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.